Suspends, and welcome to another episode of Hope Alive on Obidati Family TV. Una know say today na Friday, and coincidentally today can be Eid Mubarak for our Muslim brothers and sisters. So all of us at Obidati Family TV, we dey use this opportunity, they tell una maybe our Muslim family Eid Mubarak. We dey say happy celebration to una, and we still dey implore una say as una dey use this feasting period, make una also dey remember Nigerians in your prayer, because a lot dey happen and we need your prayers and intercession. Thank you so much. But today we get plenty things where we go look inside. In fact, today I go call them, if na crusade, I go talk say na action-packed crusade. Now today a lot of things we get where we go talk about. First of all, starting from Adamawa matter, the drama where they happen for Adamawa. Una know say Aisha Binani's matter still there for court. Her petition still there for court. And in fact, our president, maybe Muhammadu Buhari, don't approve the suspension of the REC. You know the REC wey announced that result for that Adamawa state, wey be Professor Hudu Ari. Buhari don't say make them suspend them. In fact, even order the Inspector General of Police make them investigate the matter very well. Say if they find the man guilty, they go prosecute him. So you see wetin the man using hand carry himself go put inside fire. Now wetin we dey see. We still get other things to look into. We get INEC wey react to Tinubu's drug case. They don't finally come out, come talk something for that Tinubu drug case. But if you follow us, you go see exactly wetin INEC talk for there. And again, we still get our Minister of Information, wey be Lai Mohammed, where they do interview, come talk say this election where we do, these past elections, presidential and gubernatorial elections, say na the freest and fairest election wey don happen for the history of Nigeria. I don't know whether na for your own side, Sha, because I know say all the things why I see, nothing dey free and fair for these elections. But as we go in, we are going to throw more light on these headlines, and we are going to see the main cocoa wey dey for inside all this matter. My name na Peace Obiekwe, and no be only me dey here today. I dey with Mr. Kanu. Good afternoon, Mr. Kanu.
Afternoon, our obedient members. You guys are welcome to this Friday. Today, if you're looking for whether Christian calendar be all the believers calendar, na Good Friday then go call them, because this is more like the end of Ramadan. And as peace don't pray, make all our Muslim brothers and sisters, make them for help us pray for Nigeria, make the democracy stay well. Make we use this very time of reflection to focus more on prayers for the judiciary, that they should take the right decision so that our country will be better. So make I not take too much of our time. Today, we get plenty things to bring come. And the first one when we want bring come, na the fact where we say INEC don't react to this Tinubu's drug allegation. Then don't talk am. You know, say as the election tribunal don dey sit, then don't put their own mouth put inside, because all this while when they talk about drugs for here, when they talk about passport for here, when they talk about forgery of certificate, when they talk about perjury, we never hear from them. But we don't hear small one. That one, now I want make we start with, make we just touchlight them small, make we for move, because they never talk well. Wetin dem just do, na just make them scratch them. Imagine what they do. I beg, make una help me post this thing. Dr. Tell, they join us, so make you no be say I forget them for one side. Dr. Tell, you're welcome to the show.
Then a Friday.
Yes, thank God it's Friday. Dr. Tell is here. So I beg, make una project this response, because the response when we get, when we talk about, now the one we say it come from INEC. How them take talk say they never hear anything about Tinubu's drug case. Now so they take talk my people, make una dey see how big lie they enter court and how then they take define them. If you look at the screen now, you go see they say that a respondent states in response to the environment in paragraph 28, 29, 30, and 31 of the petition. Now, P2B petition, then they talk. They say that the first respondent is not aware of the alleged conviction of the second respondent as stated in the reference paragraphs of the petition. Okay, make I begin the tell on say, even 1999, when Tinubu begin the contest as governor, now the matter of in drug issue begin to come up. So because of today now open, then they open them. Because that time, now only Lagos, 9 people just focus on. So people, they mind their state business. So people wait there for Lagos, where raise and up that time, then talk. But today, we be say this matter don't they go on since last year. Now then they talk say they know they are aware. Even when we say David Hundein talk say they carry the matter go court because they bring all these documents out from INEC, then they carry and go court. Still INEC talk say they know they aware. Dr. Ethelbert, over to you. I don't say your man they do muy because if I talk and the verse they verse me as them talk say they never even no say any conviction like that there.
The way when I go take response to this, INEC's own response be like this. You know, say maybe sometime you go don't hear somebody tell you something, say this thing when I tell you, you know hear them. Because it's called grapevine information, not official information. Nobody wrote INEC from APC. According to the guidelines, the Electoral Act, somebody where they contest with anybody in the same party is the person we're supposed to raise alarm before primaries. Say this person will be say he won't contest with me, no suppose contest with me because in get this, get that, where they against them. As nobody from APC do that, officially, INEC no. Whether with the sing them, they dance them, they play them for music, officially, they no. Just like now, whether we like them or not like them, the law make the candidate of APC the president-elect because the person we carry him out call him president-elect. Now the chief returning officer for the presidential election will be the INEC chairman. Any other mouth we announce him, even if not president, will not be recognized. And that is why he's called the president-elect, pending the outcome of the court. Secondly, I think by October, after the primaries, when all the parties been prepared to go into election, David Hundei's friend, Enahoro, filed a suit at the Federal High Court in Abuja, in which he brought this issue. And I think that suit is still pending. If not, I think it's still pending based on what David Hundei told us. But then, that also because there is no judgment from the court regarding the issue, INEC is still officially supposed to maintain status quo ante based on the document that is supplied. And thirdly, I not be INEC spokesperson, but say with the objective here. Thirdly, when INEC give form to candidate to fill, every candidate said, have you ever done drug? No. Have you ever been arrested? No. So the candidate said, no, I don't do nothing bad about drug. So according to the official information that is supplied to INEC by the candidate, there is nothing that has to do with such case. There is no judgment, one. I'm coming. There is no judgment, one, and there is no admission by the candidate itself. However, now, after the election, the only party that has the right to raise it is now the party that contested with this candidate, which may be PDP or Labour Party or any other party among the 18 presidential candidates. But one beautiful thing is, if INEC say they know here before officially, now they have heard. So tacitly, they are also saying, oh, for say I hear this thing way beside they hear now, I for no admit this person. No. So judiciary, now that the other parties like Labour Party and PDP has flagged it and brought it and shown even the document to prove that there is a court judgment in the US, does that mean that the impact will now be felt, that the implications will now be established? That's the way we should be looking at it now. But technically speaking, INEC has not heard it until now. Now that INEC has heard it, what are they going to plead in the court?
With this your technically thing where you talk, I go digress a little. I go digress be say, you they talk say, they suppose right INEC begin inform INEC officially say Bola Tinubu get drug allegations as you take talk. But I want to make you know about concerning this writing where you they talk. You get one writing where even a senior son writes, go give INEC, I think Abakoba. And he asked them about 25% of INEC before the election. Say make they answer them. If they don't respond, he go to China's television, they ask them the same thing. He go to Arise television, they ask them the same thing. They respond. So you talk say they write them and that one. I know by that your idea, because even if somebody writes, they no go respond, because that one way that man writes, they no respond to them. And that's why the plan where they plan to do, they still do them because they know what thing then they do. So they hear them, they know say drug allegations there, because even when the man they do 1999 when they go fill in paper for INEC, that issue came up. I am sure the court handled it as at that time. So they are aware. I'm just bringing it to you that they are aware.
Make I come in. I like as you raise the issue of Olisabakova, the letter. I have always maintained that INEC, na them be the coup plotter and the coup executioner in this whole wahala with there for Nigerian political environment now. Because for say, not be first used to name our tax money they pay to become the person who will be in charge of voter education. Number one is that he's a lawyer. Number two is that it is his office. Number three is that Olisabakoba, as a Nigerian, not just a Nigerian, as a lawyer, not just a lawyer, as a senior advocate of Nigeria and the former president of Nigerian Bar Association, spotted this issue, and wrote INEC months ahead before the election and said, I beg, INEC, we couldn't explain this thing so that these people will won't enter pitch, go play this football, we call election. Make them know, at least make them know as they go campaign, make them know waiting they go tell their voters. INEC, keep quiet. You know why I believe say they keep quiet? Because they have plan A, plan B. If this one work, then go bring this one, because they don't already make up their mind where they want push the victory go. That is why they keep quiet. That is why I believe if I see Mahmoud today, I go tell him, say, you do them deliberately. You purposely did this thing. You wanted to make sure that Nigeria is thrown into crisis because of your own personal objective. Like I said in one of our presentation, one of our show here, my problem no be politicians and political parties. My problem are the regulators like INEC that deliberately give them what you might call open check to write whatever they want to write. It's like what INEC did in this election is to give the political party of their choice open check. As you once make I announce you, just write them, I go announce them. It's like the INEC chairman does not even care about the things he has said in Chatham House and all over to BBC, to Channel News. It's like he doesn't even care what is this oath he swore in the before based on the Electoral Act. It's like he doesn't care what happens to Nigeria. But regarding the other one where they say there is what is called grapevine information and official information. I talked here the other time. Those forms where politicians submit to INEC, it is based on sworn affidavit. Whatever they say there is what INEC will take. Whether they prison, sign say they know they prison, INEC will take it. The law, that's the way the law is structured. So INEC can technically exonerate themselves for not knowing before, but now they know. Now that they know, will they now testify in court that if this judgment is real, that this person no qualify, so that the person can be disqualified and we move on?
Okay. As you the take talk where the person how them go take come in, which good thing fit come out for INEC? Make I actually, as you the talk this one now, you know, say for Adamawa, that very man will be say REC we go announce Aisha Binani, say Naim be the governor elect. You know, say yesterday, news don't come out, say President Buhari don't approve in suspension. And the person will go right, make Buhari approve in suspension, na INEC chairman. The same man will teach the REC what he go do. The same man where we say don't lie for all Nigerians. We don't scam Nigeria. The question when I want carry come out from that one, because they don't cause confusion for Adamawa. If they don't create enmity for Adamawa, if we check where people die for some of the things will happen for Adamawa because of them. Now, that man where they there, I know talk saying do good thing as him go announce the result. Just they point out say him take cue from waiting Yakub in chairman do for 25th of February. Now him make him take that action. Now that very man they won't suspend them. And upon the suspension, the next thing you go hear say that man say them don't put him for prison. Yet the Mahmoud Yakub will say now he scam Nigerians on the 25th of February. Nobody don't report them. Go give Muhammad Buhari, because as Buhari appoint that REC, now so he take appoint Mahmoud. Now, make I talk. Somebody go ask, what will be the offense of Mahmoud? Make I reiterate and just small, make you for understand. Intel us say for 25th of February, say there is no going back in using electronic means, so that we really no go day for election. Meanwhile, on that day, he deliberately, intentionally made sure that the BVAS, which is the electronic system, does not work for the presidential election. He made sure it happened. And he is still talking, and he's still walking the street, and nobody has neither recommended his suspension or a jail time, which the law prescribes. for such things to happen. That man is still staying there and he's still dictating what happens in INEC. So, make you answer me. You will be saying they talk environment for INEC, another one. Answer me.
Make I ask you a question. Why they talk like say you don't know where you dey? Now Nigeria you dey. Make I tell you something. You never hear say selective justice na Nigeria wey get headquarters. Abi me and you no say our electoral law says that our voting system is open secret. Where we say then go accredit you open, then go give you ballot paper for open, but you go enter the polling booth, vote who you want vote, cover them, go put inside the votes, the ballot box. People where they buy votes, one of the method where they take no say the person where they won't buy their votes, then qualify, make them pay them. Now as them take show them the results. When they don't vote finish, then go show them the results somehow. But you and I know say some state governors, even our dear president, when they vote finish, then show the whole world for television who them vote before them put their ballot paper. Did somebody buy them? Because that is what people with them buy, they do. Who, as people they cry, say, this thing is against the law. Did anybody even raise voice? Police people know dead there. Wait, make I break this thing down. I listened to the person where they in charge of the returning officer for Benue State, returning officer for Edo State, and many other states for Adamawa State during the presidential election. When INEC chairman asked them, is there any place where election no hold? Then say, and there are so and so polling units. We canceled the election there because of overvoting and violence. That is, they cancel them because that is what the law said. But during the governorship election, for Enugu State in particular, there is one polling unit, there is one ward, Owo ward in Enugu East local government. That place, there was massive overvoting. Waiting INEC do. INEC carried the result, go Abuja, arbitrarily reduce the number on their own. Declare governorship with a margin of about 3,000, give them to PDP. The question is, where in the law did INEC find that provision that they can on their own reduce results in a polling unit or in a ward where there is overvoting? The law say you cancel it. Festus Okoye, that was in that panel that sat over Enugu State governorship election issue, is the same education, the same person in charge of INEC education that have used his mouth to say where there is overvoting, it will be arbitrary cancellation. I still maintain that all these things that happened in Adamawa State was because it happened in a broad daylight and people raised the alarm. If it had happened in 3 a.m., the way INEC chairman did his own, by now, Aisha Binani would have been governor-elect. So if you say who is recommending INEC chairman to the president for dismissal, is the president not seeing international observers that include the president of former president of South Africa, former president of Liberia, former president of many countries, the United Nations? All of them are saying, even international newspapers wrote about the mess that we had in February 25th. But in the midst of all these things, our president summarized it and said, it is a fantastic election, including the information minister that opened his mouth and said that this election is the freest, that this election is the safest. So the question, minister, is if his daughter was butchered, like that girl that they almost lost her eyes, will he say is the safest? If his son was hacked down and currently in mortuary waiting to be buried, will he say what he has said?
Now You don't start to the talk like wait as the thing they vex me. You don't because when I talk before you come they do like say you they even defending the thing come that money they go. Well now when you don't talk about Lai Mohammed, well make I they tell you something this man talk again and in talk they make me vex. This man as he go for Obodo, you go finish, come back, come lie for them there, talk say nothing they happen here, our money go there, go stay for hotel, just they enjoy, they go, come out, they take press conference. Now he don't come back, he come talk again, say this now be the fairest election when in don't see. I beg, make una put this video, make them see. No, because if I dey talk, it go be like say, na me just dey talk am. Make you just take a listen to the video. Make you take your own mouth, then take your own ear, hear am. What in talk? Then we go talk with.
I went to the US to balance the skewed reports about the just concluded elections, and everywhere I went, said it very unambiguously that the last general elections in Nigeria are the most transparent, the freest, and the most authentic as ever held. And that is despite the efforts of the opposition to delegitimize or discredit the election. And I put forward my position there that the three reasons why these elections were free were the best was one, that the introduction of technology, especially BVAS, made it pretty difficult for anybody to do the usual things before, which was overvoting, stuffing ballots, and the like. Because once it takes your, biometrics, you can vote twice. Secondly, I said it's because the president also showed that, and he promised that he would provide a level playing ground, which he did. The first instance, Mr. President did not come.
You don't hear him. In talk say BVAS, make sure say nothing they go wrong. You dey hear that man, so? You dey hear your information minister talk say one of the best elections, say because BVAS made sure that no rigging occurred. BVAS that INEC agreed malfunctioned everywhere. As far as the presidential election was concerned, on that very day, BVAS did not work. And that's why we are in the situation we are today. Now, waiting make up. Yet, in short, make you talk your own.
BVAS worked, but they refused to utilize its effectiveness. You know how I know? BVAS worked for the Senate. BVAS worked for the House of Rep, and they stopped the BVAS from working. It's like Apple saying your iPhone is effective, but you switched it off. Are you going to blame iPhone? So what information minister is saying is that the BVAS worked, but we, according to him in the US, but they, using INEC, deliberately refused to utilize the effectiveness of BVAS, thereby landing us into the mess that Nigeria is today. Would have first.
Yes,
they deliberately switched it off.
I am taking your cue. You talk say INEC, they know not until you inform them. Waiting then talk, now they bring come. Then talk say, then get glitches. And this man will be lie man. Come talk say, the best thing that has happened for Nigeria is BVAS. And me and you know say, INEC talk say, BVAS get issue. That's why they no fit upload those forms now for IReV. In other words, it really talk say it work well. You say it work well. And INEC accept. Then call and say na glitches. But see where the man stay, they lie.
There are a bunch of, you see, that like them talk say, if you're a liar, when you lie, you have to lie again to cover the first one, and lie another one to cover this first and the second one. And that's why Lai Mohammed is confusing himself. You know, he keeps saying, he keeps complicating issues, he keeps lying to Nigerians, how can a man, a father and a grandfather like him, we saw blood of even coppers who are working for elections being brutalized within when they were doing their work. We saw police vans escort thugs to polling units to cut away voting materials and ballot boxes and scatter ballot boxes. And this same man opened his mouth and said that this is the freest and the fairest and the safest. You know, look at this man. Look at this senator.
I want to make you hear this man again. For the same place, Gongo, he get another thing where he talk. Where he say, go make you the verse, they go. He talk say, Daddy Baba Ahmed, he say he commit treasonable offense, sake of say, comment we make for that channel's television. You go listen to what he talk. But before you watch that video where he talk, I want, make you first watch this video, then make I now show you what happened in 2013. I go show you, go surprise you. I beg, make we hear waiting Lai Mohammed don't lie again on top of Ahmed Baba head. Make you put that. Make we hear her. Take a listen.
Yes, what I said about Mr. Peter Obi is very clear. I said Mr. Peter Obi has every right to seek redress in court, like Labour Party, but nobody has a right to call for insurrection or to threaten to say that if the president-elect is sworn in, that will be the end of democracy. And that was precisely what the running mate of Mr. Peter Obi said on live channel television. And I've not heard Peter Obi rein him in or correct him. So if your running mate says something, of course he was saying on behalf of the party and on behalf of the candidate. That's why I said that was treason. For anybody to say that if a duly elected president in Nigeria is sworn in, that will be the end of democracy. It's treason. For anybody to say if you swear in a duly elected president, you are swearing the military. It's treason. So I don't see anything that's controversial.
Dr. Tell, you don't hear treasonable offense. But quickly, make you now hear waiting the same man talk in 2013 towards the build-up for 2015 election, the same Lai Mohammed. Please project it, let's see. It's a newspaper article. We all keep these things in place. Show them, let them know. This is it. Premium Times. This same man says, democracy will fail in Nigeria unless APC wins in 2015. Lai Mohammed. You can go to Premium Times of 2013, search for this very title, and you get this very information. For all our viewers out there, you can go there and read it out. It was a build-up to 2015. It is the same man that said that democracy will fail. He is now calling out that Baba Ahmed as a treasonable offense, having said the same thing. The same thing. Now, Dr. Etel,
Yeah.
Make we just chook mouth more, because when we talk about these people, the way they take react, you know, say Osibanjo also don't also talk, say, to get parallel government for that same build up to 2015. He talk, say, to get parallel government, no get any issue, no be anything. Say you can have another government running, and then you have another government running, and they no call them treasonable offense. I bet what you get to talk, make you check your mouth inside.
It's simple, because Nigeria is the headquarters of selective justice. It's called cherry picking. They cherry pick whatever suits them, and they leave the rest. As long as it does not, I mean, how many are we going to keep counting? Has the court not found the EFCC chairman guilty? Is EFCC chairman not supposed to be in prison? Where is he today? He's still talking tough on the street. Is the Attorney General not seeing him? Is the inspector, in fact, the Inspector General of Police, did he not defy the court? It's unfortunate that is the system we find ourselves. So I am not surprised when they talk with their two mouths. It's like if you begin to talk about the other guy, the FFK, the foul mouth. Just go online and download what he said about APC, and what he said about PDP, and what he's saying for APC, and what he's saying for PDP. And these are the people who are our leaders. These are our ministers. These are our mouthpiece. These are the people who are representing us. Do you wonder why we are the way we are in the international community? Do you wonder why they treat us the way they treat us when they see green passports? Because they know that these people who represent us don't mean well for us. They just mean well for themselves. As long as it keeps the money flowing into their pockets. Let's take it back to the INEC. If you play the video of INEC chairman, I keep saying, I don't even like to say the promise INEC made to us, because INEC didn't have to make any promise to us. They have a law to obey. I keep saying it. And the Electoral Act states that any guideline that is produced by INEC shall be followed. That is law. And in the paragraph 38 of the INEC guideline, it says that election result must be uploaded to the IReV real time from the polling units. It says again that in case there is a dispute between the collation officer in the reconciling of the EC88A form, the hard copy that was submitted to him at the ward collation point, that particular collation officer, in order to resolve the dispute, will first of all look at the data, the accreditation information that is on the physical BVAS, and then look at the result that is on the IReV and reconcile it. But yesterday we talked about Rivers State. The result that is on the IReV shows that Labour Party got about 77,000 votes. APC got about 14,000 something. And PDP got 4,000 something. But INEC allocated to APC 80,000 plus votes and gave Labour Party less than 4,000. Now that there is a dispute, what are we going to use to reconcile it? Is it not IReV? But INEC has told us that they still maintain their stand, that the result they publish is the right thing, even when what IReV is saying is different. So what are we going to take and believe here? This is the confusion INEC is putting people into. INEC chairman himself used his mouth to say that it is a legal requirement to upload this information to the IReV real time. That any other information we hear is fake news. Now, is INEC trying to tell us that all the things we anticipated that they will do negatively is real, and all the promises they claim to be making is fake, because they are denouncing and renouncing themselves? Festus Okoye, you championed the conflict resolution of what happened in Enugu State. And you did exactly opposite of what you said. You said that when there is overvoting, it has to be cancelled. But now there is an issue of overvoting. And instead of Festus of Okoye seeing to it that it is cancelled, he arbitrarily permitted lowering of the result. And he sat there and allowed it. INEC went as far as postponing the result of the election of Adamawa State. Why did he do that? They did it because they feel that, okay, for some reasons, that election is inconclusive. But then they went and declared presidential election without even checking whether it is conclusive or inconclusive. So they are a double standard agency. They pick and choose.
You get somebody will be say they talk for online here. They talk say the way APC they take talk that time for 2015 build up to 2015 election, say amount to treasonable offense as at that time. I beg, producer, make you help me put that Osibanjo, the then vice presidential candidate of the APC in 2015. Help me put in video, make we hear as he take talk as he no be treason.
Yeah. What do you make of it?
Well, that is a position.
Do you see it as inciting?
I don't think so. I don't think it's inciting. Why is that inciting? There's nothing that incites about that. I don't think that will necessarily lead anyone to violence or lead anyone to do anything.
Forming a parallel government, that's not calling for anarchy.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
But it could be.
No, not necessarily. Look at cases. Look at cases. Let's look at political history. Look at cases where persons, where the government, for instance, has decided on where the government decides that they're going to ignore the wishes of the electorate and simply override the wishes of the electorate. What the opposition has usually done in such cases is to reject the results of the elections and to say that they will constitute their own government, that they will constitute a government. That is simply a way of taking a stand. It simply is taking a stand against the government and putting the government under pressure. That has happened in several places in Africa, several places in the world, where people have said, on account of electoral injustice, they are going to do certain things and all of that. And if they do so long as they do not call anyone to violence, all they're saying is that we are also going to constitute ourselves into a government. If you fail if you're unjust or if you ignore the wishes of the electorate. Personally, I don't think that's necessarily inciting.
Because the fabric of
to form a parallel government in 2015, Osibanjo said it's not a bad thing and it's not treasonable. And they see you, whether you be Baptist, where they talk, say, waiting Dati Baba talk against waiting this person talk now, make you wham. Which one they more treasonable? Somebody talk, say, if they no agree give them power, then go form parallel governments. Which person if he come out today, come talk that kind thing, where they no carry and go prison the next day? Parallel government. If you the parallel government, anyway, Dr. Tell, make you also listen to Dati Own. Person will just talk, say, if you don't meet constitutional requirements, that they should not swear you in. Take a listen to that one.
A certificate of return has been issued to a so-called president-elect unconstitutionally. Section 134 stipulates who to be declared an issued certificate of return.
For the benefit of our viewers, let me just read quickly what Section 134 says. And it says, a candidate for an election to the office of the president shall be deemed to have been duly elected, where there being only 2 candidates for the election, he has a majority of votes cast at the election. That is the first provision. Then he has not led